The story of Superman in the Injustice comics is deeply tragic, chronicling his fall from a symbol of hope to a tyrannical dictator. It all begins when the Joker devises a plan to destroy Superman's spirit. Using a combination of Scarecrow's fear toxin and kryptonite, the Joker poisons Superman, making him believe that his wife, Lois Lane, is the monster Doomsday. In his delusion, Superman kills Lois with his own hands, unaware that she was pregnant with their child. To make matters worse, the Joker had linked Lois's heartbeat to a nuclear detonator, and her death triggers an explosion that obliterates Metropolis, killing millions. Devastated by the loss of Lois, his unborn child, and his city, Superman confronts the Joker, who mocks him for his grief. In a fit of rage, Superman breaks his moral code and kills the Joker in cold blood, marking the beginning of his descent. He concludes that humanity can no longer be trusted to govern itself, and that it is his responsibility to impose peace at any cost. From this point, Superman establishes the regime, a global, authoritarian government. He starts by dismantling corrupt governments and declaring war on crime and chaos. He bans wars and summarily executes villains, believing these measures will prevent tragedies like Metropolis. However, his actions begin to strip away individual freedoms, creating a regime ruled by fear and absolute control. This decision splits the heroes. Some, like Wonder Woman, Flash, Shazam, and Cyborg, support Superman, believing his methods are necessary for achieving lasting peace. Others, including Batman, Black Canary, Green Arrow, and more, form a resistance known as the Insurgency. Batman leads the opposition, convinced that Superman has crossed an irreversible line and that his actions are destroying the ideals they swore to uphold. Over the following years, Superman becomes increasingly authoritarian, enforcing his vision of peace and justice with an iron fist. He manipulates allies, intimidates nations, and uses lethal force against any opposition. His paranoia grows, leaving him unable to fully trust even his closest supporters. His relationship with Wonder Woman, one of his staunchest allies, deepens, but even she begins to question some of his decisions. The tension between the regime and the insurgency escalates, leading to devastating battles that claim the lives of both heroes and villains. One of the most impactful consequences is the destruction of long-standing relationships. Superman's friendship with Batman is completely shattered, and the world becomes divided between those who see Superman as a savior and those who view him as a tyrant. Even members of his own team, such as the Flash, begin to doubt him, recognizing the moral cost of their actions alongside the regime. Throughout the comics, multiple attempts are made to stop Superman. Batman and the insurgency devise daring strategies to dismantle the regime, including the use of kryptonite and unlikely alliances with villains. Meanwhile, Superman justifies his actions as necessary sacrifices for the greater good, believing he is burdened with protecting humanity at the cost of his own soul. In the final stages of the saga, Superman reaches a point of no return. He not only refuses to relinquish power, but also tightens his grip, cementing himself as an absolute ruler. His ultimate transformation from hero to tyrant serves as a painful exploration of how trauma and loss can lead even the greatest of heroes to make dark choices, proving that no one is immune to the corrupting influence of absolute power. The Injustice comics ultimately tell a story about the corruption of justice when it becomes intertwined with total control. Superman, once the ultimate symbol of hope and inspiration, becomes a tyrant driven by pain, showing that even the strongest heroes can fall under the weight of their tragedies.